Okay, I'd like to welcome all of you again to another one of our Spreading Joy Zoom meetings that we do on Mondays and Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and also at 8 p.m. London time on Tuesdays. So today happens to be Monday, the 15th of June, and it's 9:30 in the evening Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so we just got done watching the 5-minute version of our video for Mojoy. What do you guys think that video? What is the focus of that video? What's the focus of it?
24-hour challenge.
Bingo. You guys all think that? You guys see the focus? It's a 24-hour challenge.
Yes.
We're literally promoting a 24-hour challenge. Our coin Joy is, secondary. Our marketplace, My Joy, barely mentioned. You know what I'm saying? Um, the Mojoy is basically how you're going to get paid, but that depends on your success in the 24-hour challenge, right? If you fail to complete the 24-hour challenge, Mojo is not going to pay you anything, is it? Right? So that's how that works. So that being said, you got to understand the beauty and the power of that being the focus, okay? Because fast growth is the answer to almost all of our issues that we're having out there. And we're not the only ones with issues. So let me go ahead and share my screen and show you how we're going to help other people who have similar issues. Okay. So back here to close that. Okay, you might have noticed under your affiliate code or your referral link here, you've got an AB option. Okay. Did you guys notice that? Brand new.
No.
It's been there been there about 2 days. But anyway, when you look at A, this is what you get when you look at A. So I'm going to copy that and we're going to put it here. Okay, so A is basically we're offering $5,557 a month to you, right? So that's our offer. Okay. But this approach is not always the best approach. We have a new approach. Okay, I'll just flip that right there. But basically, if you change it to B and you copy the link, you're going to end up with this new approach here. Okay. This new approach is called the 24-hour challenge feeder program. Okay. Now, this is specifically for people who already have like a business. Okay. I think that we're going to grow a lot faster by inviting people who are already trying to build a business outside of Joy. Okay, they've already got something going on. We can keep talking to our connections that may have no experience doing any kind of business. That's fine. We can continue to offer them the $5,000, but I think they'll be inspired if we start talking to business people and show them that we have something to offer them. Maybe they've already got a network marketing company that they're part of, or they're already part of another business opportunity, another online opportunity, whatever category you want to give it, right? There's lots of things out there. But we have an answer for them that they're probably looking for, even if they don't realize it. A lot of them may not realize it until you point out a few things to them. Okay. So what I want to do, I want to read what it says. It's the same video. We just got done watching that. So I'm going to read to you what it says around the video. Okay. So let me share my screen. All right. So the 24-hour challenge feeder program. Clearly, you have an opportunity or business you are already focused on at this time. So that acknowledges that we know that they got something else going on. This is a feeder program after all. The idea is that this can help them with their business. Okay. This feeder program is a tool that can be used to solve many of the problems happening to all kinds of businesses and opportunities across the board, including your current focus. And we are here to give you the power to solve these problems. Okay, number one, is your personal business growing fast enough? Maybe you are part of a network marketing company. The company is doing great, but your part of the team is not growing the way that you want it to grow, too slow. Okay. Now, how many people, let me just stop right there. How many people have encountered that? Where you run into people that are trying to grow business, XYZ, ABC, doesn't matter, everything out there from A to Z. How many of them complain that it's not growing fast enough? Their own little business that they're doing. How common is that?
Very common.
Very, very common.
Yeah, I would say it's the norm, wouldn't you? It's so common it's become normal. Wouldn't you guys agree with that? It's a normal problem that they all face. But let's continue reading what it says here. Okay, one of the reasons a team is growing too slow is because the team believes they have run out of people that they can talk to and invite. Okay, did that hit the nail on the head? What do you guys think? How many people are not growing their own front line to themselves because they figure they've already talked to everybody they already know and they're done, and then they're still in the business, but they're not talking to anybody about it new because they've already talked to everybody they know. This is what goes on in the minds of most people. Okay, so let me share again. All right, so then we've identified the problem here: slow growth. People think they've already talked to everybody. They've talked to everybody already. So I right here, see the I there? Doesn't give me the I. Anyway, a feeder program will give any team an endless number of people to talk to and share additional opportunities. Okay. That is a value. I want you guys to picture this for a minute. Okay. What if you started with just two people that were some kind of a networker? Okay, we'll just use the terminology networker, meaning anything. They're networking anything. Okay. And then those networkers each bring in two people. And then those networkers each bring in two people, and so on, right? And they're bringing in other networkers. And before you know it, after, a few days or even a week or two, now you've got probably 20 or 30 different businesses being represented by that current group. Does that make sense, guys? Now,
Yes,
if
it
you
does.
were the one that started by putting two people in there, you technically do have a lot more people to talk to, don't you? Because they're already down below you. But see, you got your two. You can make good money on two. But what you want to do is you want to encourage people to keep on going. Okay. Now if you happen to be one of our, Joy co-owners, okay, you've got something additional to share with them, right? So as these people are coming into your team, you're excited to share that with them as well. Am I right?
Right.
Okay, so keep that in mind. Big money fast. Okay, so let me share my screen again. All right, so a feeder program can give any team an endless number of people to talk to and share additional opportunities. Number two, the price to join your current focus is creating hesitation for people to enter your team, and you get more no's than yeses. And in parentheses, it's asking this question: are you throwing away time and people by simply accepting these no's? Okay. Put yourself in the shoes of some things I've seen recently. Someone's asking for $250 to get started with their opportunity. Do you think they've got an easier job signing up people or a harder job signing up people than we do?
Harder,
I would
much
say
harder.
250 times harder, right? Right? Because even if a person was very impressed and very excited about what they saw with that opportunity, they might still be thinking, but that's still $250 that I don't have. Or that's $250 that's cutting into my life in a way that I can't afford right now. And gee, I'd love to join your opportunity, but it's $250 just to get started, not to mention what's going to cost after that, right? And so this is going to create hesitation, doesn't it? Now I'm using 250. Believe it or not, that's on the low side. But even we've seen people that clamor at $50, $100, you know, they get like, I can't do that. And that's even in the US. Think about it. So most of your opportunities out there, like 99%, they're going to be at least $100 or more. Wouldn't you guys agree to get started? Right? So yeah. So that creates hesitation, and hesitation could turn into a no. And that literally, like, imagine the time you would spend trying to pitch someone on an idea, and you're asking $100 from them, and you're talking to someone that really $100 is like, if they gave you $100, they'd be late on their car payment or something like that. And they're not going to do that, right? So you're just throwing those people away. That's what normally happens when you have an opportunity that the only thing you have to offer is the entry point. The smallest entry is $100. They say, no, I can't do $100. I love what you're doing, but I can't do it with you because I don't have it. And most of the time, what they're doing is they just take those people and they just throw them away. And all the time they spend trying to pitch them and say, hey, why don't you do this with me today? It ends up being a no. They end up getting more no's than yeses. This economy is tough that we're in right now. It's really a crazy economy. You know, it's got some of the best parts of it. I've ever seen. There's definitely more opportunity than ever before. But let's face it, people that live and die on that job market, they're being crushed. You know. All right. So the price to join your current focus is creating hesitation for people to enter your team, and you get more no's than yeses. Are you throwing away time, all that time promoting it, right? And people, those people that say no to you because they can't afford it, by simply accepting these no's, right? So we come back with a solution. The 24-hour challenge feeder program costs as little as $1. Yes, it's possible. Put $1 in, make your payment, and boom, you've got your first day covered. Okay. You could start with only $1, but that's not the smart thing to do. Anyway, so the 24-hour challenge feeder program costs as little as $1 to start, and most have no problem spending $5, like the video suggests, $5 to fund their account at the beginning. Okay, so look, that's usually not going to be an issue for people anywhere in the world, that small amount. So no need to hesitate here over the cost to get started, and that means you can continue a relationship with them and help each to grow up into joining your main focus. So think of it, let's say you're promoting Herbalife, okay, whatever. You're promoting Herbalife and you'd like to get this person to join you in Herbalife, but they don't have the whatever $100 to join or whatever you're saying is the minimum thing to start. And so, you know, if you don't give them an alternative, then they're done. It's just a big waste of your time and then they go away. If you had a feeder program like this, they could join the feeder program first, raise the $100 to join Herbalife using the feeder program, and use that money to join the Herbalife main program. That makes sense? That is why we
In
call it a feeder program. It feeds into something, right? It feeds into the next opportunity. Now we have an opportunity, those of us that are owners, co-owners of Joy, okay? We have an opportunity we'd like to share, and the minimum on that is like $100, okay? So we got $100 option, a $500 option, and $1,000 option we like to present to people. But we want this to be a feeder program into that. Actually, that's why we created this whole Mojo in the first place, is to create a feeder program. But the feeder program doesn't have to be exclusively for those of us that are co-owners. We can make it so that we can swallow up the whole world of people. The more people that have the coin joy in their wallet, the happier all of us are going to be. So we don't care if they got different opportunities, right? That's all. It's going to be okay. So this could be a feeder program into anything, quite frankly. And the people that work there, little downline, if you will, they're going to be the ones that'll be the most successful at this. All right. So continuing to share my screen. Okay. So moving on down to number 3. Okay. This is a problem. That's why it's in red. Okay. Attrition is killing almost everything out there. Why do so many people quit businesses they love? Okay, let me just survey you guys. Have you guys ever been part of a particular product line that you felt really bad about quitting, but you just couldn't afford to keep paying for the products? But you love the products?
Yes.
Has that ever happened to any of you?
Yep.
Yeah. Joe says it's happened to him. How many more? Is it only Joe and me? I know it's happened to me.
It's happened to me.
It's happened to you, Hunter? Okay.
Yep.
It's very common. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
It's very common. People quit things they love, not because they don't like it, but because they can't afford it. Am I right? So let's go back to this thing. So we're trying to strike the arrows in the heart of a person that's trying to build a team, okay, for anything out there. Share screen here. So right here, attrition is killing almost everything out there. Why do so many people quit businesses they love? And then here we go. A, simple economics. They are not making money fast enough, and they keep up fast enough, and they can't keep up with the monthly expenses to stay in business, even if they love it. Okay, even if they love it. Yeah, it's crazy because it comes right back to this problem up here. Okay, that the hesitation to join something, because the cost to join, it slows down the growth. So they have a problem here on the front end. They're not growing fast enough because even a person that will listen, they're saying no because they can't afford to join those. They're good opportunities, but they're just out. With the economy as it is, it's too expensive for a lot of people. And then on the backside, they're losing people because they can't afford to keep on paying the auto ship. Okay. So, like, here we go. Certainly, anyone can earn enough within this simple and fast growing feeder program to cover monthly costs. What if the monthly cost was like $50 or $60 a month just to maintain what they call an auto ship to stay qualified for a particular business plan? Okay. That could be easily achieved in our feeder program. Does that make sense, guys? Right? It can
Mhm.
be easily achieved. All right, so that shouldn't be an issue. So we share screen again. Okay. Certainly anyone can earn enough within this simple and fast-growing feeder program to cover the monthly costs of any other offer out there. And then item 2 here, this will help your smallest team builders to keep on going, even when your primary business is not making them enough money. So without the income from this feeder program, you would lose these people. This buys you time to keep working with them. until they finally succeed at everything you have to offer them. The only limitations are the ones you put on yourself. Okay? In a very simple form. We made it even simpler. We don't require Telegram, we don't require telephone, just email, password, and your name, and you're good. Okay. So this is the beginning. Now we can launch it. Now we can start going after people that we see online offering this and offering that. We reach out to them and show interest in what they're doing, and then say, hey, take a look at our feeder program. Okay. Now, how many people do you need to do that with? I don't think you have to do it with that many people. So this is how I would stage this out. Okay. In your own head, think about the work. I want you to understand the work. Okay. If you're starting brand new today, now that you have this invitation to join a feeder program, because that's what it is. You know, it's you got two different referral links now. So, you know, the letter B is for business, right? For it's the feeder program offer. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to get that in front of people who have a business. So the first thing I would do is like, well, who do I know that's tried to get me into join something? That's the first question I'd ask myself. Has anybody out there tried to get me to join their thing ever in my life? Has that ever happened? Those would be the first people I'd contact. Okay. I'd reach out to them and I'd say, hey, I got a way to help your XYZ business that I didn't join a long time ago when you asked me to. How's that going for you, by the way? You know, and then if they're still doing it, great. So then you would just um, invite them to meet with you on a Zoom call, open up that link, that referral link, show them what they're going to see when they get their referral link on a Zoom call. I'm telling you the work. If you do the work the way I'm describing it, you will have far more success. Okay. If you just fire off your link and throw it around like this, that, and the other, yeah, you might get some signups. But here's what's missing. You don't have a relationship. What do you think is more important? A sign up or a relationship?
Relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't have a relationship, they could be in today and gone tomorrow. And what are you going to do to stop that from happening without a relationship? Okay. We've seen how that goes with our own eyes. So this is why I'm suggesting that you want to meet with someone, you get on a Zoom call, you open up the link just like what I did, and you just walk them through it. And you say, hey, these are real issues, and we have the solution here. They watch that video with you. You're watching the video together. And by the time you get done with the three problems that they're facing, okay, slow growth, hesitation to buy because the price point's a bit high, and then attrition, losing their people after they've already joined because they can't afford to keep on paying that auto ship. Those are three problems that almost every business, that's doing any kind of networking, they're all facing that, like 100%. Okay. They would be lying to you if they deny it. Okay. So it's spelled out clearly. And the solution is get people into something that you can build relationships. Okay. Even though it's small, it's just $1 a day. It allows for a relationship to form, even if it's just $1 a day. But if we openly go into it, well, this is a feeder program. Why do we want it to be expensive anyway? Feeder programs are not meant, they shouldn't be expensive, right? $1 a day is the right price point. So, and the fact is that if you complete the 24-hour challenge, pretty much it pays for itself on the first day. You don't have to keep putting $1 out of your pocket every day. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much paying for itself after you've got two signed up. Certainly after those two get the other two signed up below them, then yeah, it's totally paying for itself and so on. But there's nothing stopping you from adding a third person and having three people and then encouraging your team to duplicate 3 by 3. Nothing deters you from doing that. But even on a 2 by 2 by 2, that could end up being $5,000 a month, $5,557 a month if it was done perfectly. Okay, and it can happen as quickly as 10 days. Dun, 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 dun. Could happen sooner because you're not dealing with average people. You're dealing with networkers. So let's say I didn't know anybody. Let's say I thought to myself, no, no one has ever approached me to join anything ever. Fine, I go on social media. How long do you think I'm going to be on social media before I see somebody selling something to join something, to be an affiliate of something? How long am I going to be? How much time am I going to be online? Is it 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 3 hours, 3 days? How long do I have to spend online before I run into an offer?
Moments.
Right? It's just everywhere, right? So you just basically have to be, kind of like unwilling to work to get to. We're not talking about you have to go out there and do this a lot, but we're just talking about doing it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I think of the farmer, for example. The farmer's job, they've got to, you know, prepare the soil. They got to put manure on the soil. They got to put seeds in the ground. They got to water it. They got to keep the pests off of it. And then they got to wait for it to get to where they can harvest it. Then they got to harvest it. Look at all the different steps that a farmer has to go through just to produce a cob of corn. You know, just one thing. Maybe the farmer, because he's got a sensitive nose, maybe he hates the part of putting fertilizer on the ground, but he's the one that's got to do it. But the good news is that that's not his full-time job. It's just once a year he's got to do that, right? And he gets it over with and it's done, right? So maybe it's like that. Maybe for some of you, the idea of cold approaching someone and going, hey, go meet somebody new. Maybe that's the hard part for you. For others, it's not, but maybe for you it is. If I'm talking to you specifically, if that's you, then just do this and do it. Okay? Just do it. Why are you stopping yourself from getting the money that you need? Don't you need the 5,000? Tell me, is there one person here that really, really doesn't need the $5,000 that we're offering right now? Is there even one of you who doesn't really need it? Tell me, is there even one of you here? I didn't think so. That means all of us, doesn't it? We all need it. What if it's more than 5,000? Great, even more. That's better. But the fact that the need is there, sometimes we just have to do it. Okay, how many jobs have we done in our past where we had to do this, but we were on a wage or we're on a salary? We didn't have a choice, you know? I remember jumping up and down in a trash can because my boss told me to. I didn't want to do that. Would you guys want to climb into a dumpster and sit there and squish the bags down after working all day at Taco Bell? You know, but that's sometimes how I had to finish my night because there was so much garbage, we had to push it down. Someone had to climb up in there and they picked some young guy, climb up there and do that. Okay. I didn't like doing that. It was not cool. Nothing cool about that. But guess what? Did I do it? Yeah, because the boss basically made it clear. You don't do it, you don't really have a job you can count on anymore after that. Your job is to do what I tell you, even if you don't like what it is. If the boss told me to go clean the bathroom, do you think I'd want to go do that? No, but I'd do it, wouldn't I? So if we're willing to do it for peanuts, if we're willing to do stuff we don't like for peanuts, and the job would pay us, why wouldn't we be willing to do something like reaching out to people that we don't know, learn a little bit about what they're doing, show some interest, and then invite them onto a Zoom call and offer them a solution that they didn't know that they're looking for? What's the worst that could happen? They could say no, right? And you know what? Is that the end of the world? On the other hand, what if you are the answer to their prayers? Imagine that. Imagine you're doing this the whole time, and at the end of the conversation, you find out that they were praying for a solution like this, and you were the one that brought it to them. They're like specifically going, "Dear Lord, I want a way to build my company faster and better. I need a way. Dear Lord, give it to me." And then all of a sudden you ring up on them and say, "Hey, I got this, this, and this. Come to jump on a call with me." You get on there and you show them the feeder program, and they go, "Aha, the 24-hour challenge, it's all by design. It's about building a team fast. It's the entire point of a 24-hour challenge. Do the work once and get paid for it over and over again." Right? Imagine that. Imagine how good you're going to feel. And the whole time you're doing this, then they tell you that, it just turned joyful moment for you. Believe it or not, that's probably going to happen more often than not, where someone's going to thank you for giving them a feeder program because it is an answer that they've been looking for, because their current project, they're just scratching their head. How come I can't make this thing build better? Why is it falling apart faster than I can build it? And this is what a lot of people are doing out there in different programs. Doesn't mean those programs are bad. It's just economics. We have to face the economics today. So let's say you got two people and you're good. Now your job is cheerleader. Okay. How many of you feel good at doing the job cheerleading? Just unmute and give me a yes or a no. Cheerleading, yes or no? You like cheerleading, yes or no? Just curious how many cheerleaders we have.
Um,
So is that a no from everybody? Is that a silent no? No one likes to cheer other people on?
I'm a cheerleader.
Okay, thank you, Cheryl. Okay, Cheryl's a cheerleader. Is there anybody else here a cheerleader, but you're not unmuting? They can unmute, right, Hunter?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so that's it. So the bottom line is, you basically get to know your team. Okay, now I want you guys to think about this for a minute. Okay, everybody that you cheerlead is potentially going to send you $500 to $1,000 later. How about that? Would you be willing to make someone feel good about the 24-hour challenge while they're doing it, knowing that the payoff could be $500 to $1,000 in your pocket? Would that motivate you to cheerlead a little bit more with a little more energy, a little more, right?
Yes.
Isn't what
Yes.
all of you were complaining about before Mojoy? Okay, I'm talking specifically to the owners now. Those of you that are the owners of Joy, didn't you complain you didn't know who to talk to about it? Right? There you go. You needed a feeder program. Okay. Now you got one. Now you got a feeder program. But who's going to build the feeder program? It's going to take a combination of people finding people and a combination of people encouraging people, right? That's not something that a website does all by itself. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes, it does.
And at the end of the
Yes.
day, do you really think someone's going to send you $500 or $1,000 without a relationship? You think just because you're on the same website together that they're going to send you $500 to $1,000 just because you ask them one day? Or don't you have to develop a relationship somewhere in the middle there? What do you guys think?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We have
Okay.
to develop a relationship.
Are you guys afraid of developing relationships? Is there a fear around that?
No.
No? Okay. I mean, as long as people are good, why should we be afraid of anything, right? If someone's not good, that's what you got a block button for. You know what I'm saying? Block. You don't deal with people that are not good, right? You're protected. If anything, we're more protected now than ever because we're not doing this stuff in person. We're doing this online. You're completely protected for the most part, So anyway, yeah, if you want to build a relationship, So being very training today. I'm pretty good on training today. It's not comfortable, is it? When I'm really training hard. Sometimes I don't train as much. And you guys just love coming and it feels good. But I'm doing training today. I'm telling you the truth, how it works. Because if you're willing to do this, you're going to get the $5,000 that you all need. $10,000, 100,000, whatever it is. There's no limit here. Okay. The fact is that you're not stuck on any one opportunity either. Eventually you guys hopefully develop your own digital products and put that into our store and people start buying it. The whole point is to create a user base that's so big and it's just ongoing growing that you can put your own stuff up there and also get paid that way. The point is that you have many factors for this to kick off and get off the ground. So we're only a month new into it. We just barely passed the 1 month mark. All right, so the work looks like that. So you do a little cheerleading on the 2, the 4, the 8, maybe the 16. Okay. And you teach the people that you did cheerleading for, you teach them to duplicate that. So by the time you're down to 16, they might be working on 8 or they might be working on 4 and they're doing cheerleading at that level, right? And at some point, you don't have to do cheerleading, for 100 people. Maybe you did cheerleading for 50 people total, ever. So 2 people, ever. 50 people, ever. But that creates this momentum that goes and goes and goes. And what that does is it gives you something to do later. Okay, so let's jump to later. Let's jump to later. Let's say all of a sudden your income is over the $5,000 a mark. Okay, you're over $5,000 a month coming in from this little feeder program. Okay, if you're one of the first ones to get your income up to that, that makes you a bit of a celebrity, doesn't it? Yeah. Do you think there's a value in being a celebrity here? Do you think people will listen to you? The first one to get their income up to $10,000, there'll be a celebrity there. The first one to get their income up to $20,000 a month, there'll be a celebrity there, and so on and so on and so on. Wanting to and seeking to become a celebrity is of great value to any one of you. Okay? Because now you could use that once your name's being tossed around as like the guy that they talk to or the guy the girl they're talking about. Oh, did you see what Johnny did? Did you see what Sally did? Okay. They're making this kind of money. They're making that kind of money. They did it in this much time. Okay. When people are talking about you, saying, hey, this thing really does work. Look at who did it. We work for them. Okay. It's starting to work for me. I've got a few people. I'm off to a good start. Right. But you get that celebrity status, and at some point, you could take that to anyone down below you. Have you guys seen what you guys have here? And I hope you don't dismiss the value here because the value is quite great. And it's unusual. So if we go into here, we go to genealogy. I can go all the way down to the bottom of my genealogy here. Okay. Make it big. I can stretch this out way down here. If I wanted to, here we go. I could go to this person here, click on their thing, and boom, open in Telegram, and bada bing. I don't have a conversation started with this guy, but he's in my downline. He's like 10 levels below me. Just some random person 10 levels below me, guys. I could start a conversation with him and say, hey, I just want to thank you for the 10 cents every day that you're sending me. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I'm 10 levels above you. Wow. How many people you got in the, do you think that person down there be interested in talking to me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
So what I'm doing now is I've changed I'm changed my game now. I'm not chasing after $1 bills. Okay. If I'm a co-owner, right, or if I have another opportunity, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to present that. So I'm going to talk to him and say, yeah, yeah, thank you. You're way down and below me. This thing works. I've used it as a feeder program. And let me tell you, what it's feeding into for me is blah, 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 blah. $100, $500, $1,000. What works better for you, right? And then they could let me know. But I can start a relationship there, okay, with someone that's already down below me somewhere. And I start that relationship because, you know, look, there's going to be a whole bunch of us that are just going to let opportunities slide right by us, like they weren't even there, because we are blind. We're blinded by our own doubts, our own fears. How many of are blinded? How many of you might be blinded, even though you hear my voice? How many of you think maybe there's some blinds there? You know, you don't see what I see. So there you go. That's just a couple of things there. But I'm telling you that using this as a feeder program, hitting those points and bringing in just two people, right? This can make you money. If you brought in one person, this can make you money. You imagine if one person brought in two people who brought in two people, you still made money, right? Yeah. If you bring in zero people, are you making money with this?
No.
No,
No.
you're not. Okay. And that's where, if the hard part is going to talk, finding people should not be a problem now. The whole point of like, I can't find anybody, Ace. I don't know who to talk to. Go online, take your blinders off. Okay. Take your doubt, your shame, your fear, the things that are holding you back, the things that are stopping you from getting what you want out of your life. Take them and throw them away. Open your eyes. There's people out there looking for a good feeder program, and you could be the one that offers it to them, right? See, there's an endless number of opportunities out there and an endless number of people promoting their opportunities, and all of us with eyes to see will have no problem seeing those opportunities. And then, even if you have to, I'm saying, even if you have to, for me, it's not like that, but even if you have to, you know, do it. Be the one that reaches out, take initiative. Think of it like this: they're going to get $5,000 every month. What did you do to deserve it? If you had to do this, you could say, I deserved it. If you did nothing, if it just came easy, like you just did, and you sat back and it just came to you, that's not deserving it, is it? Am I right? Believe me, 5,000 is a number. If you're getting it, you deserve it. If you're not getting it, you haven't done what it takes to deserve it. That's just the truth. Okay, I'm talking to you like Tony Robbins here, telling you the truth. Okay? No bullshit. You step up, you're going to get what you deserve. I promise you. All you got to do is step up and get other people to step up. And it's not hard. I mean, who says talking is hard? This ain't hard. you know, I was even tired before this call, and I'm still talking to you. Because it's not really that hard, you know? So there you go. All right. So that's it. And believe it or not, in a matter of a month, if you do this, as soon as 10 days, but let's not be overly idealistic. Let's say people can't complete the 24-hour challenge in 24 hours. What if it takes them 3 days to complete the 24-hour challenge? They do it Oh, they failed their first day. They do it. They failed their second day. They do it. They finally succeed on the third day. That took them 3 days to do the same challenge over and over and over again. And guess what? You keep doing the 24-hour challenge until you've completed it. Every day starts over. It's a new 24 hours. And if it takes you 2 weeks of doing it every day for 2 weeks, hey, it's worth it, right? It's $5,000 monthly. It's $60,000 a year, maybe 70 a year, because you did the work one time and you did it right. You know, if you do it like the way I'm saying, you will succeed. It's just a numbers game, right? Because, all you got to do is just, you just need two. And even one, believe it or not, you could still get $5,000 a month on one person. How about that? You could maybe make $10,000 a month on just one person. So be grateful. And the cheerleading piece is really critical if you only have one, okay? You got to make sure that they get at least one, okay? Someone out there is going to blow it up, all right? But as long as one gets one who gets one, eventually someone's going to get more and it will start to spread out, okay? And that's it. And yeah, um, is it comfortable? No. Success is rarely comfortable. Most people find themselves having a challenge when it comes to success. I don't care what it is. There's usually not a comfortable way of doing anything that's going to put you into success, and that's true even to a job. Just living at the survival level. I had a person come to me 2 days ago, and they made the point that no matter what you do, it's going to be hard. Said to me, this is what he said to me. Says you could be poor. That's hard. Would you guys agree being poor is hard?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now the amount of effort you got to put into becoming rich, he also said that's hard. Is that a good point he made there?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? You could be illiterate in this world. Do you think that'd be hard?
Yeah.
Yes.
But you could actually make an effort to get yourself educated. Do you think that's also hard?
Yes.
He went through that like 5 or 10 different things from physical health and everything. He says, you know what? There's no other choice. It's hard. You just got to pick the flavor that you want. Do you want to be the poor one hard or you want to be the rich one hard? Do you want to be the dumb one hard or you want to be the smart one hard? Your choice. You pick. You pick the hard that you want because no matter what, it's going to be hard. I thought he was telling me a lot of truth, you know? It was an eye opener for me. All right. So there you go. I hope that this inspires you to work because today was a call and a shout out to work because this thing's not going to grow itself. And those people that show up, you're the MVPs as far as I'm concerned. And that stands for most valuable players. Okay. The fact that you're here right now listening to me, as far as I'm concerned, being the founder of all this stuff, you are the most valuable players because you're here. Okay. And in a way, like we do in any kind of like ball game or whatever, we want our most valuable players to pull the whole team through and get us to the championship, right? So I'm counting on you, each of you, to step it up. Break those broken parts of you, throw them away, those doubts and those blinders and those things that are holding you back. Dig into the work. Not long. It won't last very long at all. And before you know it, you'll enjoy the rewards because this game, this feeder program is built on the idea that in your first month, you can create a $5,000 a month income in your first month of doing this. And if you need that 5,000, then you're the one that's responsible to go make it happen. It takes two to get it started. Then you got to cheerlead, be a good cheerleader. And then I promise you, it's going to feed into something else. It's going to pay you better. And that's it. Any questions? All right. So I'll just share a little note to you guys. Have you ever seen what happens when someone points their finger? What's going on here? So, believe it or not, I needed to talk to myself today. I needed the message, and I'm grateful I gave it to myself today. Those three fingers pointing back at me, okay, means I got to go do this. I got to lead by example, okay, and I will. All right, there you go.
Mhm.
That's it. Everybody can unmute now and say what you want to say. I'm just curious what you're going to say. Say what you want to say. Let's hear what you got to say. So,
Silence is golden.
all right. Well, thanks for breaking the ice, Scott. Appreciate that. All right. Well, guys, I love and
Great meeting,
appreciate
Ace.
you know that. And I just want to see this thing succeed. We're on a timer. Believe it or not, these things have like a timer set on them. And we need to have hit certain benchmarks by certain time frames. Otherwise, the collective gets certain, bad impressions. And so sometimes I have to come out with the yardstick and school teacher and all that, So just, just appreciate it for what it's worth, you know. I believe we're going to get there, but we're in this together. So let's make it happen together. With that, I'll go ahead and end the recording now.